Hey, happy Monday morning again.
Happy Monday to you as well.
Well, it was a busy week last week,
Absolutely.
but as we discussed right before we sat down to
Mhm.
film, what did we do?
It was one of those weeks where we were super busy, but it's hard to kind of define exactly what we were doing.
So one of your favorite things,
Mhm.
speaking of just being completely and utterly busy, favorite things to do
Spreadsheets.
besides spreadsheets,
Of course, spreadsheets, love it.
websites.
Websites.
We did do some website stuff.
We did. Of course, we're updating one of the websites that we normally maintain,
Hmm.
and we had some kind of almost radical changes on it,
Yeah,
which is fine. It's interesting to think about because this is one that we were building the website while the client was figuring out what the business was going to be.
yeah,
And so it is going to be like one of those things where we need to maintain it and update it as
yeah.
needed as we figure out what's the purpose of the website.
Yeah. It's funny because that has turned into from that has turned into an entire marketing gig.
Yeah. It ultimately boiled down to the fact that, well, I now have this website. I now have hopefully clients coming to me. How do we drive all of the traffic? And it's like, well, yep, you have to do advertisement. You have to do the website. You have to do social media. You have to do all
Yeah.
these different things. And that kind of it's highlighted a lot of the skills that we have here at ArcVid where we're trying to make sure that the business is successful.
Well, and as we've said many times, video is the passion,
Hmm.
but ideally at the end of the day, it is about making sure to take care of the client
Yeah,
and make sure we're doing it within the boundaries of what we can do,
exactly.
right? And that what we're passionate about and what we feel like we can actually serve the client and do well. We had a very interesting request.
We then did that
We did.
as best we could.
Yeah. It's one of those things that a lot of people I think would take for granted. And
Let's talk about photography
yeah,
real
okay.
quick here, Travis.
Yeah.
Um,
Therapy session.
exactly. Hey, hey, how do you feel about photography?
So this is how I feel about it on a personal level and on a
Hmm.
business level. Photography is something that I've never been super interested in doing,
Hmm.
but I'm also the type of person that, and I think just on a personal level, again, you kind of know this about me. If I'm going to do something, I want to do it as right as possible.
Right.
Realistically, the gear we have, a photographer would be like, yes, you can make amazing photographs.
Photography. You can make such good photographs. Hmm. Hmm.
You can make such great photographs with this equipment, but it's all in what you're invested in and your knowledge. And that's also something that a lot of people don't understand is it's not about how expensive the gear is.
Right.
That does help in some instances,
Hmm.
but expensive gear doesn't make a great video. It doesn't make a great
It's
photograph.
true. It's having the eye.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Is your gear is going to lend,
Yeah.
to the cause, which is going to help you create the vision, but it has to start with a person
Yes.
or AI
The knowledge and talent have to be there, whether that be through AI or through
or
a
AI.
person, I
Yep,
guess.
exactly. A
Yeah.
person, or
One of the
the
two.
computers.
So that was photography, and that was
That
a
was
thing.
that was definitely a thing, and admittedly, I think it went pretty well. I loved the fact that I was able to go there too and pretend to be a photographer on the site and try to shoot some what I call B-roll.
Some of those pictures that you took were very relevant and are going to be used, which is great. But again, I think it's one of those things where just like your very first day at ArcVid, where I
Hmm.
was like, "Here's how you use a video camera."
And I immediately pointed it at the wall and went, "What's a video?
Yeah,
I don't understand." Oh, you
exactly.
lean the front
Oh,
end.
you there's this issue with growing a business, and it is the ever increasing need for different stuff.
Different stuff, new stuff, the
Different
better
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah,
If you were to listen to ad copy, apparently the new stuff is always the best stuff. So
absolutely.
keep having more of the best stuff.
Right.
You'll have to buy a new camera every couple of months.
Well, so one of the things that we've kind of, we haven't pulled the trigger on, and has been, in my opinion, a long process of decision making that's gone nowhere so far, is I know that yes, we have a backup camera,
Hmm.
but we realistically, as a business, we need to make sure that at a moment's notice, we can make sure that for a client, we have everything we need
Right.
in the form of some sort of backup,
Hmm.
right? And so if you're, for example, if you're a wedding videographer and you only have one camera, what happens if your SD card it just goes out?
Right.
But more importantly, what happens if you're a two-man operation, which we are,
Hmm.
and one of your video cameras completely goes down?
Hmm.
Are you now only getting one set of shots? And so with that, the struggle I've been having is, do I buy a brand new camera that is of, something that's just going to sit in a bag and wait to be the backup, which is important.
Right.
Backup's important. Or do I invest even more than what my best camera is right now, and then my least great camera, which is amazing still as a camera, becomes the backup?
Right. I think a lot of, families these days can relate to this with the fact that what do you do with a phone? When it's time to buy a new phone or you're out of contract and it's
Yeah.
time to upgrade, do you buy the best and the greatest or do you just get another phone and then pass down, some of the older stuff?
Yeah.
We need a backup camera. We know that.
Yeah.
Are we going to get a great camera that replaces one of the ones that we're currently using and then use the remainder as
Yeah.
a backup? Or do we buy something specifically with the thought that the use is only going to be a backup camera?
Right.
It all comes down to the value added and also the price points.
Right.
And that's where we keep going back and forth is, do you want to spend the money
Yeah.
right now to
Right.
get something that, I'd love to keep upgrading.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go ahead and just grab a Red camera real quick, cinema camera, and
Yeah.
let's do the whole rig. It's only going to cost us like, $45,000.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's all.
And then we've got it. And it's so you have it.
Yeah, it's so you have it.
It's so you
That's
have
the
it.
backup.
Right. And then we'll leave that in. Yeah, exactly. It's on the shelf.
Yeah.
It's the backup.
People will know we have a Red, and they'll know we're serious.
Oh man, we'll take pictures of it a lot, and
Yeah,
because
I don't
we
like
love
taking
photography.
pictures.
No, we love photography. We'll take pictures of the Red camera sitting on the shelf and be like, "Wow, this is like what ArcVid can do." We don't, but it's what we can do.
It's the potential.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right.
It does bring value, but unfortunately, a lot of the times for the client, they don't care what camera you have.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
They just care about the results. So
Mhm.
that is important. Is don't buy a camera or any piece of gear because it's going to make you look better.
Mm-hmm.
Buy it because it's going to increase value, and even a backup camera increases value because it increases your reliability as a company,
Right.
right?
I'm hoping that no one ever has to
Yeah.
say, "Hey, we shot this event, but the cameras went down halfway through, so we have nothing."
Right. I
for that."
actually have some close friends who never got to see their wedding video because of
Because
an issue like that. It's yeah. So that's kind of what's been going on this past week. We had a lot of busyness, but
did.
it wasn't any one like really big revelatory thing. But that's also good because it means, we're able to keep our head down, we're able to do our thing for our clients. Doesn't always have to be big and great things in order for the company to be growing and be big and great.
It's true. It's not
Yeah.
going to be flashy every
Yeah.
week, but it's progress.
It is. So I guess we'll do this again next week. This was good. This was good. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I think we'll do this again. I think that's what we're planning to do, right?
That's
This is
kind of the plan.
Yeah, the
Yep.
plan is every week. So
Is
I
to
guess
keep
if
doing
you're
this.
liking this content, don't forget, like, subscribe, and let us know what you think. Let us know any questions you have. If you're an industry professional, or if you're just mom. Hi, mom. If you're watching, yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts and any questions you have. And
That's right.
that's it.
If you like
Okay.
the content, like and subscribe. If you don't like the content, start liking the content. I don't know what's wrong with you.
I agree.
I shouldn't get so adversarial with the audience.
Would
I
you
apologize.
like it already? Like
Just
the
like
content
it already. I don't know what you're doing with your life that you're so great. Like this content.